Even in law school, I'm rebellious. Like, I like to wear my long nails. Like, I like to wear my weaves. Like, I like to wear my short blonde hair. Like, that was one thing that I was not a little, a lot nervous about.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tea Time with Letitia on Gratified Grad, where it's my goal to help you graduate with gratification. Today's tea is, and I'm actually really excited to share it with y'all. It's from, why is her name leaving me? Just Chanel. It's her YouTube channel. And she has a tea shop called Quality. Yes. And she sends her packets in these little things. And this one that I'm drinking today is Love Thy Liver. It's actually one of like the fan favorites on her site. This video is not sponsored by her, but y'all know I just love tea, and she's a Black owned tea shop owner. So like, of course I have to support it. So yeah, go order some tea from her. And also it smells amazing. So it smells good, it tastes good, and it has great presentation and mailing. And with that, I would like today's guest to introduce herself.
Hi, guys. I'm Morgan. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I am currently a law student, and I graduated from Baker High School in Mobile. I started out at Murphy, transferred to Baker. So, yeah.
You know what? I forgot that you started at Murphy.
Yes, I know. Sometimes I do as well. Like, I'll be like, yeah, I went to Baker. Wait, I did go to Murphy too. When people were like, you went to Murphy? I did go to Murphy. Like, I
You
forgot.
did. This is the third conversation that I've had with a lawyer on this channel. And so I'm coming to learn a good little bit about lawyers and law school. The first conversation that I had was with Crystal Smith. She also went to Murphy. She gave me a little insight about law school and like the 2L and all that stuff.
We actually will text each other every now and then, like, "Are you alive?" Right? Like, "Are you surviving?" Because I'm telling you, sometimes it's so overwhelming. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely can imagine any type of higher education is overwhelming and tough, especially during these times,
Right.
which is why like this channel exists, is because I feel like we tend to not connect with others to figure out like what tricks are you using to maintain, like how are you going about doing this journey. And so I want to bring to light that there are tons of Black successful people who have great advice to give and share. So with that, I am curious to know, what is something that you have found extremely helpful to you as a law student?
For me, I've had to learn how to be disciplined. So undergrad, I didn't really study, barely studied, and I graduated cum laude. So I had to learn that this journey of being a law student is totally different from undergrad. I can't just like go in there and kind of wing it and just think that I know it, because I have absolutely no idea about anything law like pertaining to law. So I had to learn how to study. So I mean, law school will be in class. For example, my new schedule for the spring semester is on Wednesdays, 8 a.m. I start my day, 6:30 p.m. I end my day. So I've had to learn how to just learn to be disciplined, because even with that being my schedule during the day, I still have to read. I still have to like go back over my notes, try to pull out things, and it just doesn't stop once class is over. So that means on weekends, I have to study. I have to like read over things. I meet with different classmates, sometimes with my professors. And I think that is one thing that I've had to learn. Also, learning to just breathe, because life alone is very overwhelming. So, putting law school into that mix, it becomes too much sometimes. So sometimes I have to learn how to just breathe and talk to people, because I'm one of those people that I'm the strong friend. Like, people come to me, like, people always asking me for advice. Nobody really asks me how am I doing, or even if they do, I'm like, I'm fine. And I may be like going through hell at the time. So I've had to learn how to just breathe and open up to people and talk, because I need to learn to do that. Like, you can't go through life alone. And I've tried to do that and it doesn't work. So overall, just being disciplined, learning to breathe and take time to like be in your emotions. Like, I used to be like, well, if I'm sad, I can't be sad. I got stuff to do. Learn to just like sit in that emotion and let that emotion like take its course, and then learning to talk to people and letting people in, because they really do want to help you. So
Oh my goodness. Everything that you just said like resonates with me completely. And I'm learning some of those things like actively now. Like I'm learning how to do some of those things. And when you said discipline and talking about breathing, the word that kept coming to my mind was pacing yourself.
yeah.
Giving yourself that opportunity to be in your emotions and your feelings. I also am that strong friend, that calm friend, that friend who, when I'm freaking out, they come to me and they say, well, you're calm, so help. And I also tend to say I'm fine, even when the world around me is burning. I'm just like,
Right. Like,
okay.
right. Right. Mm-mm.
Oh man, that is just these conversations that I've been having with people have been very like helpful for me as a person too, because I'm seeing that I'm not crazy for how I'm handling these things, because other people do these things too. And I think that the like a trend that I've been seeing is those who go into higher education, they like learn that you cannot do this by yourself. Like this is not a solo journey. Try to involve people, where you can, and figuring out the best way to involve people is really important too.
Right.
But I wanted to know a little bit more about how you practice discipline. How do you, because having to be on from 8 a.m. to 6:30, I think 8:30 to 6:30 p.m., like that's a long time to be on, to be attentive, to be paying attention. I mean, I take breaks.
Yeah.
You brought up something in that I think is really important, and I've heard this plenty of times before, so I'm not saying anything new or profound here, but being disciplined allows you to have a certain level of flexibility. Or I don't know, maybe I go as far as to say that being disciplined allows you more freedom and to be flexible, because I hear, and I've even experienced this myself, where, let's say you're watching a movie, but in the back of your mind, you're sitting here like, but I could be studying. So you're taking a break, but you're really not taking a break because your mind is still on like the work that you have to do. So that's not helpful to your mental state, and that's not helpful to taking that actual break that you need. And so, like, setting that time that you're going to get on Twitter, or setting that time that you're going to watch a movie, and also setting the time that you're going to study and you're going to review notes, that takes discipline. But I think that it definitely pays off in the long run.
One thing I do want to say, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning to be as disciplined as I would like. Like, sometimes I also know me. Like, and that's another thing about being disciplined. You need to learn yourself and how you learn and what works for you. Like, some of my classmates can study literally for 6 hours straight. Me, I have to take breaks. Like, I after maybe an hour or so, I'll start like, I remember this meme on like, like, I'll have to take my breaks, within those 6 hours, because that's not how I learn. If we're sitting here like talking for 6 hours, I'm telling you, I'm in la la land over here, like I can't do it. So being disciplined also is being aware of who you are and how you learn things. And I do sometimes have like that learner's guilt. I don't know if that's even like a little phrase or whatever, but like I'm like, I should have been studying. I should have been doing this. No, like take a break because as soon as you start back studying, now you're not as focused because you didn't get that mental break that you did need. You really do need it because learning law or any, like you said, higher education is really exhausting, you know, like being away from your family, not being able to talk to them all the time. And I think that was one thing that I struggled with the most was trying to be more disciplined because the way that I am, I'm more of a like, I like to be free spirited. I like to go with the flow on my own pace. I don't like to be told that I have to do this at this time, you know? So I was like fighting against being disciplined because I'm like, I don't want to do this, like, you know, but it will make you suffer in the long run and it's beneficial to being disciplined. It's beneficial definitely to learn who you are, learn how you learn, but learning on that, being disciplined with that type of learning, like, you know, way of learning that you feel is best for you.
That is so important. Like to be able to understand yourself. Oh my gosh, like I had to, and I've done like a number of experiments, so like morning routines, like
I
just
hate,
to figure out, huh?
I said I hate I'm not a morning person at all. Oh my gosh, I am not a morning person. And that's another thing, like when you say like learning who you are, me, I know that I'm not a morning person. I like to learn at night. Like I like when at night everybody is asleep. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Like I could just focus. In the daytime, you got all this like noise, everything is going on. So I learn better at night, you know. Some of my
Mm-hmm.
classmates learn better in the day. Some of my classmates learn better by themselves. I learn better when I read over the material and then I get with like a couple classmates. We'll talk about it. I'll see if I was correct and stuff, or if I wasn't, they'll correct me. So you just again learn who you are, how you learn, what's best for you, because trying to do it on somebody else's terms will not help you.
Right, right. And that also makes because I'm the same way in that I don't like being put on like a schedule. I don't like being put on like this set structure. Like I'd much rather create my own.
Mhm.
Like if I gotta meet a deadline, let me make my own deadline. Like it's I don't know if it's like a psychological rebellious thing
I
about
think
me. I
so.
don't know, but um if I can set my own deadline for something, I'm much more likely to do it and do it with like pride and joy and happiness than me being forced to do it by somebody else.
That is so funny. That's how I am too. I just like I am rebellious. Like I'm even in law school, I'm rebellious. Like I like to wear my long nails. Like I like to wear my weaves. Like I like to wear my short blonde hair. Like I that was one thing that I was not a little, a lot nervous about when I was going into law school. Just trying to like balance being myself and not losing myself in, I hate to say it, the white man's like field. Like law is the white man's field. You know, it's almost like you have to play their games to get where you want to be. And I'm kind of struggling with that still because I don't want to play those games. Like I want to do what I want to do, how I want to do it. That doesn't take away from me being just as smart as anyone else, but I don't want to just, you know, completely put on this whole cover of, you know, mask who I am. And I think that's when I spoke with a judge, a black judge actually. And she said, like, I asked her about my blonde hair and stuff. She told me, she was like, I'm gonna be honest, like, years when I was in law school, I would say dye it back black, probably grow it out, you know, because that's, it was a lot harder to be yourself in this field a long time ago versus now. You can be who you are, but don't get me wrong, that may mean a couple of no's from people. But when you look at it and when you ask yourself, are those really the yeses that I really wanted? Like, because did I want to have to change myself to be this person that I'm not? And what I've learned about like working and being true to who you are, you gotta work this job. You gotta be there every day. You want to be somewhere where you feel comfortable that you can be yourself. So that was really something I struggle with, and sometimes I still do. Like I get insecure, like about my looks now, outside, like I'm going to the club or something, I think I'm fly, but like, in law school or dealing with different law firms, I do get a little insecure about, oh, I got blonde hair, it's short. I don't want them to think this. So
Yeah.
I still struggle with that, but that's something that I'm learning that I don't know, you just gotta move with it. Like I said, is that a yes that you really want? And I don't want that. So I much rather be who I am and find a place that fits who I am.
Yes, yes. It is the exact same in the sciences. The sciences is a white old man with gray hair field. Um, and I always try to put a positive spin on things. And well, not always, but in cases like this, I try to put a positive spin on things. And, I think about it as, well, nobody else has done this before me.
Hmm.
So I don't have a blueprint. So why not be creative? Why not just do what I feel comfortable doing? And I'll probably open doors for somebody else coming in behind me.
That's true. That is so true. That is, but like that's one thing I kind of get nervous about. Like I think I'm doing this for myself, but in reality, I'm not. I'm doing this for a lot of other like black girls. I have people that text me, like call me and just like, we are so proud of you. And I kind of get nervous about that. I don't want to be the blueprint. I feel like I make so many mistakes that they outweigh my good sometimes, and it doesn't. Like, and I think that that's just more of a like, I'm very critical of myself type of thing. Like I have little cousins that look up to me and they say they want to be a lawyer. So I'm like, good to be a lawyer. Don't look up to me. Why you want to look up to me? Like. And that's so scary to be the blueprint because I don't have any other lawyers in my family. Like, I don't have people to reach out to that can kind of give me the game, so to speak, or kind of like, maneuver me through this. I don't have those people. So I'm having to do it on my own terms. And I think that is the best for me, and because I get a better outcome and I feel more satisfied because I did it on my own terms and I did it the way that fit Morgan, not how it fit whoever else.
Right, right. That is beautiful. And you are amazing. And I know, like you just said, you hear people tell you this, but I am so proud of you, which is one of the reasons why I asked you to be on this channel, because I want to highlight my people.
Right. Thank you. I'm very humbled and I really appreciate you asking me to be on here. I was laughing like on my way into the living room. I was like, you know what? It's so crazy when like people ask me to do things like this because I was like, I'm just not even, knowing that people are looking at me and do see what I'm doing. And I'm very appreciative of that. And I need to stop being so like, me? Really? You want to ask, like, kind of be a little more confident, like, okay, I would expect that. I am a great person.
Yeah. No, look, I still look at myself as half the time, oh, I'm just that little girl from Mobile, Alabama.
Yes, yes,
Like,
yes. Sometimes I think that and I don't know if this is all Black women, I think sometimes we humble ourselves too much. Like, we make ourselves like, well, I mean, I'm smart, but somebody else is just as smart. Like, you deserve to be there. You wouldn't have gotten your foot in the door if you didn't. Like, I don't like how sometimes we always feel like we have to humble ourselves so much when we can, say it with our chest too. So,
Right.
right, so
Do you have any like final thoughts or anything you want to make sure people who are looking to be lawyers, looking to go into higher education, any final thoughts you want them to know?
um as far as law school, make sure this is something that you want to do because it is so tiring, along with all the personal obstacles you'll go through in law school. Please make sure this is something that you are truly dedicated to. Um, any advice I can give you, just just breathe. Honestly, like, I'm telling you this because I have to tell myself this, and I had to tell myself this. Breathe. Like, there's so much you're going to have to overcome being in law school. So you need to give yourself some time to just, like, again, be in those emotions. If you cry, I cry all the time. All the time. Like,
Yes.
this is a struggle. Like, and then know that you deserve to be there. I've struggled with going to class and not always feeling smart, or not always really feeling like I deserve to be there. And I know I do deserve to be there. So, no, be confident in yourself and your abilities. Just talk to people, talk to your friends. You don't have to lose all your friends just because you guys aren't going on the same path. Like, I still have friends that are doing a whole lot of stuff that I'm not doing. Like, I have, like, friends that are hairstylists. I have friends that work for the government, all type of stuff. So don't lose touch of, like, who you are, and just breathe. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through it.